Have you ever noticed how the loudest place in the world isn't a crowded street or a chaotic office? It's your own mind, the exact moment you turn off the lights and try to go to sleep. Why is it that in a world so obsessed with connectivity, we are absolutely terrified of spending time in our own company? It is a strange paradox of our modern existence. We can send a message across oceans in a fraction of a second. We can follow the lives of strangers thousands of miles away. Yet, when the room goes dark and the screen goes blank, we suddenly find ourselves trapped with the person we barely know, the person looking back at us in the mirror. The second the distractions fade, a voice starts talking. It's that inner critic, always chatting away, always analyzing, whispering that you don't fit into the system, that you aren't doing things the way society expects you to. It questions your choices, measures your wealth, and tallies up your failures. It reminds you of every awkward thing you said 5 years ago. It compares your quiet, messy reality with everyone else's curated, flawless highlights online. So, we run from it. We fill our days with noise, our nights with screens, our minds with endless notifications, all to drown out that one uncomfortable conversation with ourselves. We plug in our headphones the minute we step outside. We scroll through social media while we eat. We broadcast every meal, every vacation, every minor thought, just to feel like we exist in the eyes of others. But behind the active profiles and the constant typing, what are we actually doing? We are abandoning ourselves. We become total strangers to our own souls, constantly looking outward for a validation that never lasts. We are so busy keeping up with the world that we completely forget to check in on the quiet child sitting inside our own hearts. But what if, instead of running away, we walked right into it? What if we finally decided to stand our ground and face that internal noise? What if we understood that the discomfort we feel in the silence isn't a sign that something is wrong with us, but a cry for help from a soul that has been ignored for far too long? There is a profound beauty in choosing to step away. There's a medicine encoded in the silence of the mountains or the shadows of the deep woods. It's not about escaping reality or abandoning your responsibilities. It is not an act of cowardice. It is an act of preservation. It's about creating a safe distance, a buffer zone between who you actually are and that harsh, critical voice in your head. Think about the last time you stood before something massive in nature, an endless ocean, a towering mountain peak, or a forest of ancient trees that have stood for centuries. When you are surrounded by ancient rock and endless sky, that critic in your head suddenly feels so incredibly small. Your daily anxieties, the unread emails, the social pressures, they don't disappear, but they lose their power over you. They look like tiny dust motes in the grand scale of time. Living a deliberate, simple life in a world that demands you constantly consume is a statement. It is a quiet, beautiful rebellion. From the moment we are born, we are fed a specific script. We are told that success looks like accumulation, more money, bigger house, a higher title, faster car. We are taught to chase the shiny, the plastic, the short-term validation of status and material things. But nature teaches us the profound value of what I like to call a good sacrifice. It is the conscious, deeply mature choice to trade what is worth less for what is worth infinitely more. It is giving up the superficial noise to make room for your peace, your sanity, your soul. It is choosing a quiet night of reading over a loud party where you have to pretend to be someone you're not. It is choosing authenticity over popularity. When you sit under the canopy of old trees, time stops moving in frantic seconds. It starts moving in seasons and eras. You realize that growth cannot be rushed, and that the most beautiful things in life take time to take root. Nature forces us to slow down, to stabilize our internal rhythms that have been shattered by the speed of modern life. We have become a society of hyper-efficiency, running ourselves into the ground to hit deadlines, to respond to messages within minutes, to maintain an image of endless productivity. It's exhausting. It's like taking a step back from a massive, overwhelming painting. When you're standing too close to the canvas, all you see are chaotic strokes of paint, clashing colors, and overwhelming confusion. You can't make sense of anything. But when you move back, step by step, suddenly, because you aren't pressed flat against the canvas, you can see the whole picture. You see the beauty, the symmetry, the meaning of it all. You realize that the dark strokes were necessary to make the bright ones stand out. Your perspective shifts entirely. You stop thinking only about human problems, about bills and careers and social expectations, and you begin to notice small life. The birds building their nests with tireless patience, the insects navigating the vast jungle of the grass, the moss growing silently and beautifully on a damp rock, untouched by the chaos of the world. None of these creatures are worrying about tomorrow. None of them are striving to be anything other than exactly what they are. We live in our human bubbles, forgetting that we are just a tiny part of this beautiful, intricate ecosystem. We look at nature as something outside of us, something to be conquered, used, or visited on weekends. But we are nature. If the insects go, the trees go. If the trees go, our oxygen goes, and our very breath disappears. We cannot survive without the things we so often ignore and trample upon. The earth sustains us silently, unconditionally, but nature has no voice. At least, no voice that our loud, transactional world cares to hear. It does not shout for attention. It does not post on social media to prove its worth. It simply exists. To connect with it, and to connect with ourselves, we must first learn how to just listen, truly listen, without an agenda, without a rush. We have to learn to sit with the quiet until the quiet stops sounding like an enemy and starts sounding like home. We live in a culture completely obsessed with winning the race. We are told that life is a competition, a ruthless ladder where you must climb over others to reach the top. And if you don't stand on a podium, if you aren't famous, if you haven't accumulated a massive fortune by a certain age, society asks, what was the point of your life? We are made to feel like failures if our lives are quiet, ordinary, and peaceful. But purpose, true purpose, is so much deeper and so much wider than visibility. The world values the spotlight, but the spotlight is blinding. It only illuminates the person standing under it, while leaving everything else in darkness. Think about Nelson Mandela, a name known by the entire world, an icon of history, a symbol of resilience. But who remembers his mother? Who can name his father? Who can name the mentors, the teachers, the ordinary neighbors who quietly shaped his mind when he was a boy? Almost no one. Yet, without those invisible, unnamed pillars, without the people who nurtured him in the dark, who held his hand when he was afraid, who taught him right from wrong, the grand history we know would not exist. It takes a whole village to raise a child, and it takes thousands of uncredited acts of kindness to build a hero. Within every quiet, ordinary human being, there is a heroic spark, a quiet beauty that never makes the news, but keeps the world turning. It is the parent waking up early in the cold to make breakfast for their kids, the friend who sits with you in silence when your heart is broken, the stranger who holds the door when you are carrying a heavy load. These are the threads that hold humanity together. You don't need a stage to have a purpose. Your existence matters to the people around you. And more importantly, it matters to you. There is an old saying, the light that burns twice as bright, burns half as long. Don't mistake this as a warning to burn yourself out or to live recklessly. Don't think it means you have to exhaust your energy to achieve greatness. Think of it instead as an invitation to live fully, fearlessly, in every single corner of your existence. Don't just burn brightly in your career while leaving your heart in the dark. Don't give all your passion to your job and leave nothing but exhaustion for your loved ones and yourself. Explore nature deeply, love genuinely, think freely, feel intensely, make your life richer by embracing it completely across all domains. Allow yourself to be multidimensional. You are allowed to be successful, but you are also allowed to be tired. You are allowed to be strong, but you are also allowed to weep. The world out there is moving incredibly fast, rushing at full speed toward a precipice of exponential risks. Technology is changing faster than our brains can evolve. The climate is shifting. The economic pressures are tightening. It can feel deeply, rationally despondent to look at the future. It is fair to feel overwhelmed. It is a rational emotion to look at the scale of change and feel small. If you feel anxious about the world right now, it doesn't mean you are weak. It means you are paying attention. But despondency alone changes nothing. It freezes us in place. It turns our worry into a self-fulfilling prophecy. When we believe that nothing can be saved, we stop trying to save anything. The only meaningful response to a dark room is to strike a match. There was an environmental activist who chose these words for his tombstone, and I want to leave them with you today. To carry in your heart when the world feels too heavy, and when the future looks uncertain, it is better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. To me, that is the most beautiful aspect of being human. Our capacity to choose hope over despair, to create light where there is none. We have the ability to look at a broken situation and decide to bring kindness into it. You don't need to fix the whole world tonight. You don't need to solve all the giant, crushing problems of humanity by tomorrow morning. The weight of the world is too heavy for any single pair of shoulders. Just focus on your own space. Focus on how you treat the person next to you. Focus on how you treat yourself. Light a small candle inside your own soul. Let that light be made of self-forgiveness, of patience, and of quiet strength. Forgive yourself for the times you weren't brave enough to speak up. Forgive yourself for the times you bent over backward to please others while breaking your own heart. Start learning how to live with yourself in peace, because at the end of the day, this is the only person who will walk with you through every single storm of your existence. When you learn how to be a friend to yourself, you realize being alone is no longer loneliness. It is absolute freedom. Breathe in the stillness. Disconnect from the grid and be your own light. Thank you for spending this quiet time with me. Thank you for slowing down your day to listen, to reflect, and to just breathe. Close your eyes, take a slow, deep breath, and just be